we had the last Monday Night Raw of 2025, and it wasn't half bad. So here's everything you need to know about what happened tonight. Hey, since you're here, might as well subscribe, right? We had some pretty fun matches tonight, but of course, we had to open up with the new and improved Vision. So all four members came out to the ring. It was Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and now Austin Theory. And listen, Paul Heyman confirmed Austin Theory is a new member of Division. There were several segments backstage within Division talking about how they have each other's back, telling Austin Theory, hey, you're part of Division now, so we have your back now. Austin Theory had a match with Rey Mysterio, which we'll get into in a bit. But as we were leading up to that match, Braun Breaker and other members of the Division were like, hey, I got your back. And as a matter of fact, Logan Paul came out with him for that match tonight. So officially a member of the Division. Austin Theory has a new theme song. Pretty good theme song. I mean, I liked his last theme song too, honestly, but pretty good theme song. We'll see. There wasn't a whole lot of crowd reaction to him in general, so I really hope that that's not telling of where this character is going. He does feel like the person within the Division that is there to take the pins now. So I hope that that's not the route that they're going with him. I hope that they book him strong, and I like the guy, so I hope that they have big plans for him. But like I said, he does have a match against Rey Mysterio tonight, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we got that opening segment, like I said. So the Division make their way to the ring. Paul Heyman grabs the mic, introduces the members again. I'm getting really tired of Paul Heyman reintroducing the Division every single week. Every promo that Paul Heyman has with the Division is him basically going down the line being like the real badass Braun Breaker and the original tribal thief, the member of the Shulafala or the owner of the Shulafala, Bronson Reed, and the piece of crap Logan Paul. And now there's this new guy, Austin Theory. And he gave Austin Theory the mic. Austin Theory was starting to cut a promo, essentially building up Braun Breaker, talking about how Braun Breaker was going to be the next uh, WWE World Championship. And yeah, I'm on board. Of course, they were all interrupted by CM Punk. CM Punk came into the ring and he's like, look, I am not stupid. I know that if you guys beat me up, there might not be a match next week. So I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to walk into that ring. And Braun, if you're smart, you'll call your goons off and we can just have a chat in the ring. And that's exactly what Braun Breaker did. And Braun Breaker had the mic, and there were pieces of this promo that I liked for sure. I like when Braun Breaker speaks mean, when he gets angry and he talks in an angry way and he shoots a fiery promo. There were pieces of tonight's promo like when he was talking about, not having anything handed to him, and while you were here, I was out playing football with some guy that I'd never heard of. I'm sorry, I don't watch football, so I don't know. Lamar Jackson, I think he said. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, parts of that promo were really interesting and cool, and I enjoyed them. Other parts, I was just like, oh man, he's such a Steiner, right? He's such a Steiner. Of course, CM Punk absolutely cooked on the mic. That is what CM Punk does. I was a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not sad, not upset, but I was a little bit shocked. Like, oh man, this like he kind of killed Braun Breaker on the mic tonight. And I guess that's how you get these guys to learn, right? Is you got to get them toe to toe with the big guys on the mic, and there's no better person at a promo than CM Punk. So yeah, CM Punk absolutely cooked Braun Breaker. One of the things from this promo that I really liked was Braun Breaker's like, I know you're gonna say I'm not ready, but I'm absolutely ready. And Punk is like, I'm actually not gonna say you're not ready. I know you're ready. You are the most ready out of anyone in that locker room. You're the most ready out of anyone within your group. But what I will tell you is that I'm not ready. I'm not ready to lose this title. Then he drops it in between both of them, and he's like, this title is heavy. And not just physically, this title is heavy because you're carrying the company on your back when you're holding this title. And I'm telling you that I'm not ready to let go of that. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. Of course, CM Punk shooting a great promo. Oh my gosh, who knew? But great, great, great. I'm ready to see this match next week. I feel like something big is going to happen during this match, more so than Braun Breaker winning the title. I do think that Braun Breaker is going to win next week. But I also think that something huge is happening, like maybe a return of Seth Rollins, maybe a fifth member of the Division. I don't know, but I do think that CM Punk is going to lose, and I can't help but expect something huge. And I hate that WWE does that, because now if something huge doesn't happen, we're all going to be kind of disappointed. Kind of the same thing that happened at WrestlePalooza, right? We're all expecting something huge and then nothing happened. And WWE has a really bad habit of doing that. One of the really cool things that I liked about Paul Heyman's promo during this whole thing was he said that there is no single individual who is more important than the group in the division. So I like that because they're really making it seem like Bron Breakker's the leader, but according to Paul Heyman, there is no leader and it's all about the group. So we'll see where this goes, but I'm definitely excited for next week for that first Monday Night Raw of 2026. And yeah, I'm honestly excited to see what Bron Breakker can do as a champion. Like I said, later on in the night, we did get a showcase of Austin Theory. It was Austin Theory against Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio has been the one eating most of the stomps from Austin Theory when he was coming in as a masked man and stomping whoever the opponent was facing. It just so happened that it was Rey Mysterio most of the time. So tonight we got Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. And yeah, it was meant to showcase this new, improved, more sadistic, meaner Austin Theory. His new entrance music was great. Again, it really threw me off, and it really didn't give me hope that the crowd just didn't care. Like, I wish that the crowd really cared about his new presentation, because I like Austin Theory. I think that he's a young, talented guy, and he's honestly really good on the mic, and his moveset is really good too. He has the look for sure, but yeah. So tonight, I liked him in the ring. I liked his match with Rey Mysterio. Logan Paul came out with Logan Paul came out with Austin Theory. Previous to the match, there was a segment backstage, where everybody was telling him, like I said, telling Austin Theory that they had his back. All the members of the division saying that they had his back. And Paul Heyman's like, Logan, why don't you go out with him, right? Like, we have his back now. Why don't you go out with him? So Logan Paul came out with Austin Theory, and Logan Paul was the person who cost Austin Theory the match. So this match ended in a disqualification. Rey Mysterio went up to do a 619, and as he was about to jump off the ropes to do his frog splash on him after the 619, Logan Paul knocked him off the ropes. The ref saw it. Disqualification 1, 2, 3. Now, again, previous to this match, Rey Mysterio was approached by CM Punk. CM Punk was about to tell him that he had his back, and Rey Mysterio was like, look, you're fine. You have a title to defend next week. Go home, rest up. I have favors to call in as well. So after this match, Logan Paul and Austin Theory start beating up on Rey Mysterio. Now, here's what I didn't like about that whole thing is that Logan Paul was beating up on Rey Mysterio. Austin Theory was literally just holding his hands down to the mat, which just made him seem like a goon. And I wish he would have done more in that segment, right? Like, have him show some edge, have him be meaner, have him be the bad guy, and have him, you know, destroy this Hall of Famer that is Rey Mysterio. But no, Logan Paul was the one doing most of the beating up. And Rey Mysterio was saved by Penta. So I guess Penta's back. And I'm assuming that in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get a tag team match between Penta and Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. So I'm ready to see how this character develops. I think that what we saw tonight isn't what we need from Austin Theory if we want to take him as a threat. But like I said, I really like the guy, so I hope that improves in the next coming weeks. We'll just call it, first week jitters. One of the matches of the night was, without a doubt, this triple threat match between Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Nikki Bella. Fun match. Before this match, there was a backstage segment where they were interviewing Raquel Rodriguez. She then got interrupted by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's like, hey, we got your back. Raquel's like, listen, with all due respect, I got this. Please stay out of my business. And I got tonight's match. Another thing that happened during this segment was that Liv Morgan mentioned that both JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio are both out with injuries. So I don't know what that means for the IC title. I don't know what that means for the AAA Mega Campeonato. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it did look after that match with that tag team match between Rey Fenix and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano. It looked like Dom got hurt, so it turns out that he is. It turns out that he is injured and he's out indefinitely, is what they said. So I'm pretty sure that means that he's going to have to relinquish the IC title, and we'll see where that goes. But that's a bummer because you guys know I love Dom, and this is a no Dom hate channel, and I was excited to see what he can do in 2026. So hopefully he recovers soon, and hopefully it's not that big of a deal. But like I mentioned, triple threat match between Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Vaquer. That match was absolutely amazing. Really fun match. I never expected either of these two, Raquel or Nikki, to beat Stephanie Vaquer, and I think that was the biggest problem with this match. Is no one perceived them as a threat, right? We all knew that Stephanie Vaquer was going to defend successfully. We all knew she was going to win, and that's exactly what happened. Uh, Raquel Rodriguez went to do a Tejana bomb on both Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer escaped the Tejana bomb. Raquel still did the Tejana bomb on Nikki Bella. And then Stephanie Vaquer very smartly, like kind of rolled her up, but threw Raquel out of the ring. So she like went like the maneuver of like a roll up where she goes behind her, but then like threw her out of the ring. And then she pinned Nikki Bella 1, 2, 3. So Stephanie Vaquer retained. And I'm pretty sure that this Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer thing isn't over. So I'm excited to see what happens from this. I like Raquel Rodriguez. I think she should have a moment. And I'm glad that she's having a moment right now. But again, there's no perceived threat there. I don't think that she'll beat Stephanie for the title at any point. It's probably just setting up some sort of feud, or not feud, but friction within the Judgment Day between her and Liv Morgan. So we'll see where that goes. But very fun match to watch, and I'm pretty sure that the fallout will be another match between Stephanie and Raquel. Also, Stephanie Vaquer is so over. Like her entrance, she got the loudest pop of the night, as far as I can tell, other than Jay's Yeet. Also, like as they were introducing them in the ring, as they were doing the like ring announcement of like the next match is for one fall, it's a triple threat match, right? Blah 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 blah. When they got to Stephanie Vaquer, oh my gosh, the pop that this stadium gave her. This She is so over, and rightfully so, man. She is so talented, such a great in-ring worker. I'm so glad that everyone is behind her, and I'm so glad that she's getting the credit she deserves. So, yes, I love it. I love that Stephanie Vaquer is so over with the fans. Good for you, fans, for recognizing something good. We also got Gunther versus R-Truth, which I wasn't expecting. But this all happened because there was another segment backstage where Gunther was being interviewed about John Cena, because that's all anyone can talk about right now, apparently, is how Gunther made John Cena tap out. Listen, we're really trying to capitalize from this heat that he's getting, but all right, cool. We've talked about it, right? But anyway, he's being interviewed by this. He talks about, they mentioned like, oh, you beat John Cena, and he's like, no, I made him tap out, blah 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 blah. R-Truth then interrupts him, and he's like, look, I get it. You beat John Cena. You're right. You're absolutely right. But you got to stop being an a-hole about it, is basically what he said, right? He's like, you're being a real piece of, and then he whispered in his ear, and we all know. I think we all know what he whispered in his ear, right? But Gunther's like, see you in the ring then. So they had a match. R-Truth got some offense in. I'm not going to say he didn't get any offense in, but this was essentially a squash, and perfectly fine. It was a perfectly fine squash. Gunther had R-Truth pinned. He had him down. I think it was a power bomb or something, but he had R-Truth down 1, 2, and then he picks up R-Truth, and then he chokes him out, and R-Truth, just like his childhood hero, he taps out to Gunther's chokehold. I also like that Gunther, and this happened during commercial break, but Gunther obviously came out in his robe. He took off his robe, and under his robe, he was wearing a T-shirt that had that moment where he's choking on John Cena, and John Cena's tapping, and he says, well, I think it said, he tapped out like a dot dot dot. Checks notes. Yes, tap. It's a tap like a dot 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 is what the T-shirt said. So I thought that was really fun. I don't know why they kept that to the commercial break. I feel like this would have gotten a lot of heat if it was on TV for everyone. But anyway, go check out that shirt. I thought it was really fun. A couple of fun segments from tonight. We got the Kabuki Warriors come out to cut a promo on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky because they're having a match next week. Asuka is a gem, man. I love Asuka when she cuts her promos because they make absolutely no sense. She is a maniac on the mic, but they are so fun. And this promo was all of that. This promo was all of that. She was cutting a mic. Kyrie was starting to speak and starting to, also be a part of this promo. And of course, Asuka was like, Kyrie. And then Kyrie fell back, and she took Kyrie's mic. Asuka took Kyrie's mic, and I thought that was really fun. I thought that was a fun move on her part, but they were obviously then interrupted by Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and there was a brawl in the ring, a brawl outside of the ring, and ultimately Rhea Ripley and Io Sky stood tall as the Kabuki Warriors retrieved. And yeah, we're setting up next week's tag team title match between the Kabuki Warriors and Rio. We also got Maxine Dupree cutting a promo in the ring on Becky Lynch. They also have a match next week on Raw for that IC title. She basically was talking about how everyone has been giving her love on her socials and how she's thankful for everybody's respect and everybody, backing her up on this, and thank you to the fans and blah blah blah. She was interrupted by Becky. Becky was like, I never tapped. No, you're wrong. I never tapped. She cut her heelish promo like she has been doing. Great. I love heel Becky. Heel Becky is best Becky. And yeah, they basically just went back and forth, and there wasn't a brawl or anything. At least I don't remember there was a brawl or anything. And yeah, they're having a match next week, so I'm excited for that, and I'm pretty sure Maxine's gonna win that again, right? Like that's what we're doing with Becky, and that's okay. I'm pretty sure AJ Lee will probably get involved in that match, and that's fine too. We had Trick Williams on Raw tonight. That was a lot of fun. I hope he doesn't go to Raw. I really want him to go to SmackDown because Carmelo Hayes. After he left Adam Pearce's office, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria came in. Bayley was like a bat out of hell, right? Demanding a shot at the tag team titles. She was talking about how there's a big match this Friday including 4 of the women's tag teams that isn't a title match, but she's upset that she's not a part of it. She's absolutely right, by the way. And she's demanding a title shot for her and Lyra, for Bayley and Lyra. Adam Pearce mentioned something about Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan also wanting a shot, and he has an idea. Bayley got upset, and we didn't really get to hear that idea, but TLC, Women's Tag Team TLC, WWE. That's all we want. Women's Tag Team TLC. 2026, let's make it happen. Javon Evans was also there tonight. He was talking to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. He essentially was like, I don't know why I'm here. But they were interrupted by El Grande Americano and his 2 goons, where they Rayo and Bravo. They were interrupted by them. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a 6-man tag next week. And AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are defending their titles tonight. So that's our main event. So yeah, main event was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against the Usos for the tag team championships, the WWE World Tag Team Championships. Fun match, of course, right? Everyone in this match is a lot of fun. I don't understand why Dragon Lee isn't a bigger star. Dragon Lee is absolutely amazing in the ring. He is such a good worker. I've been seeing him a lot because I've been watching a lot of AAA. He's so good in the ring in AAA. He's so good in the ring in WWE. He was so great in this match for sure, man. Some of the things he was doing, in his suicide dives and all that stuff outside, from the inside of the ring to the outside, man. He's so entertaining to watch. He should be a bigger star, and I don't know what it is that isn't making him connect with the fans. Because even in WWE, like I like his in-ring work, but like something just isn't working. So I really hope that WWE and Dragon Lee figure it out in 2026. But yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Like I said, everyone here's a lot of fun. AJ Styles, man, we're really gonna miss this guy when he's gone because he's doing some absolutely amazing work still. He's doing some, if I may, phenomenal work in 2025. So the ring announcers, mentioned again that AJ Styles is definitely retiring at some point in 2026. So not looking forward to that because AJ Styles is good wrestling, and there aren't a lot of wrestlers like him, despite the fact that he thinks the world is flat. But there aren't a lot of wrestlers like him, so we're gonna miss him when he's gone for sure. Before this match, we had a segment with the Usos backstage where Jimmy walks in on Jay in the locker room as Jay's just sitting there and thinking. Jimmy's like, look, man, you got to snap out of this. You're Jay Uso, man. You're a former world champion. You're an 8-time tag champion. We gotta figure this out. We're getting those championships back, man, and we're gonna get you back on top. And Jay's like, man, I'm just worried that I'm gonna drag you down with me. Like I've been down and out, and I'm tired, and I'm worried that I'm gonna drag my brother with me. And honestly, Yeah, that's a fair thing for Jey Uso to say. I'm not convinced that this ends with these two guys as just, being a tag team. I'm not convinced. I'm convinced that this story is going to lead to something else. And listen, shame on me for thinking WWE has other plans, right? But that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, Jey Uso lost his smile tonight, but I'm sure he gained it back by the end of the night because the Usos are once again WWE Tag Team Champions. They are 9 times, I believe they said, Tag Team Champions. Hell of a match. Match was like half an hour long and it was absolutely deserved. It was a lot of fun. If you have time to watch a match tonight, go watch that. So, yep, they are the new tag team champions. I'm not convinced that that's where this story ends with Jey Uso finding a smile because he's a tag team champ again, right? And maybe, they defend their titles a few times and then they eventually lose it. And Jay's like, hey, man, look, this is what I needed. I'm back. Let me go challenge for the title let me go challenge for the world title for the, not the undisputed title. Let me go challenge for the world title. So maybe that's where they're headed with this. But I want them to go in an edgier direction. I want them to go in a Jey Uso finding a different edge. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, shame on me for thinking WWE has bigger plans than what's obvious and on our screens. But yeah, the Usos. This is how tonight ended. It was with the Usos winning the WWE Tag Team Champions with a 1D. And yeah, they are new. They are our new WWE Tag Team Champs. So that's what happened on Raw tonight. Let me know what you thought about tonight's show in the comments. It was the first live event in a while. I think in a couple weeks. Maybe Raw just had a pre-recorded show last week and tonight it was live again. But fun show, like low stakes for sure. Everything is being saved up for next week on Raw. There's multiple championship matches happening next week on Raw. We have the world title being defended. We have the tag title being defended. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have a Stephanie Vaquer against Raquel Rodriguez match at some point next week. And we have the IC title being defended, the women's IC title. So it's going to be a really good show next week. They're definitely saving everything for that. So stick around. Come hang out with us next week and let's talk about what happens then. And if you don't have a wrestling channel that you're viewing on YouTube yet, feel free to come and follow me. Come hang out with me. I post a lot. We have a lot of fun on this channel. So come, join us, subscribe, check out some other videos that I've done. Anyway, though, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. And as always, have a nice day.